So that's it. Today we're at Chevrolet Brazil. Good afternoon, how are you? You need to go there, right? All right. We're giving our names here since we were invited to check out the Chevrolet vintage. Good afternoon, how are you? Is it here? That's right. Thanks, excuse me. In Dayatuba, Chevrolet Brazil, inside General Motors, at their invitation to show you what that new project is. Chevrolet Vintage. That wasn't fake news. It's really true. I'm here at their invitation. Man, thank you so much to Chevrolet Brazil for the invitation, for introducing me, for showing all of us what this amazing General Motors classic car restoration project is all about. Let's check it out. Well, the presentation is over. Now let's reveal it. They're going to unveil it so we can see. Everyone here can already see the Opala over there and the Cadet here. All the media is over there. Look. Everyone there. He explained a little bit to us about how it will work, a bit about the projects, how they will be sold. And when it's released, I'll let you all know. What a crazy initiative from General Motors to do this. Really amazing, guys, seriously amazing. The attitude of a brand to do this. Look, the S10 from Raleigh. I'm already coming in here. I'll tell you guys a little bit here too, throughout the, whenever we can see, I'll tell you guys. Look over there, Monza. $500 EF 100% original. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Vintage, check the license plate. That's crazy, man. Look at the Omega. Here comes the Omega. Man, that's tough, huh? Beautiful, man. Wow, this is gonna be shocking. This is gonna be shocking. I'm even going to change the angle here. Look. Wow. Dude. That's crazy, bro. Seeing this live again. This was a big hit. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Look at him now. It's already customized here. Here it's a custom setup. Wow. People even applauded. What's this? What's this? I hope we have time to film calmly. To show you all here. There's Batistinha over there. Batistinha is taking part in the project. Do you have consultations about the restorations with them? Also about the 28 warehouse in São Paulo. Damn, that's awesome. Look at this. This is going to be for sale. Exactly how it was used in the rally. You'll be able to drive it on the street. The guys managed to get a project that can still be registered to drive on the streets, man. Look at their idea, man. That's incredible. Approve. Look at that. Thank you. Wow, man, look at this. Exactly the same. The same project, man. Look how beautiful. The same project that ran in the rally. You'll be able to buy it at the auction. Done. It goes exactly like this. Look, with the roll bars, the cage exactly in this style. Look at the plate here. I don't know if this is the final plate, but all the cars come with a vintage project plate for the buyers. My beautiful, this is wonderful, huh? Only General Motors could make it happen. What's this? Wonderful. Wonderful. There's more. Look, check it out. Beautiful, isn't it, mine? It's hot. I think they started the car. Wow, amazing. When do you think the auction will start? Let's keep an eye on it so we can buy this one, okay? My friend, this is going to be worth something later. Oops, the door didn't close properly. Now it did. This is going to have market value later, huh? With a tag. We're going to try to understand if they will continue later, if this will end here, or if there will be more production afterwards. That will be interesting. Hopefully it continues, right? Hopefully this will go on so we can benefit from it. Having cars restored by the manufacturer itself, that's almost unheard of. I'm actually curious to know how General Motors in the United States responded to this. Right? What happened after this idea came up? Look, we're here with Emerson, who had a chat with us and introduced us to some of the projects there. How are you, Emerson?
I'm great.
Hey, one of the things that caught my attention the most, how many years at General Motors?
31 years.
31 years.
31 years at General Motors and in engineering.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
You devoted your entire life to cars and their engineering, right? How was it working through this process?
Look, it was like this. First, it was very enjoyable. Now, I'm a fan of classic cars, especially classic Chevrolets. And for me, it was an honor when Santiago brought the idea and invited me to be part of the project. It was spectacular from the start.
Did the idea come up casually in an open conversation as a joke?
Yes, it was, because he also likes cars. He likes vintage cars. And we were there in the year before the celebration of General Motors' 100 years here in Brazil. And then we started discussing this idea of why not, along with the celebration of Brazil's 100 years, have a series of vintage cars that brings back the history of those 100 years.
A curiosity, how did the American headquarters respond to that? How did they react to it?
Positively. From the beginning, they supported it. When we announced the project here for the first time, the articles were also published in the United States. Many repercussions there, as here. And it's something that started to be widely discussed within General Motors, this recovery of all this General Motors history.
That's really crazy. Now, not everything must have been smooth, right? What were the biggest difficulties you faced?
Well, I think the first one was choosing the list of vehicles.
Ah, that must have been a lot of work.
Exactly, because we were going to limit this series to 10 vehicles, just like we did. Every time we tried to pick the top 10 vehicles, the list kept changing and one was always missing. One always had to be on the list until we finally finished it, which is what we have today.
Who helped make this list?
From this list, me, Santiago, Rafa Santos, and a group of people from the marketing studio. People who are classic car enthusiasts and also have classic cars as a hobby outside of General Motors.
Man, that's cool. Look, the original ones must have been harder, right?
Yes.
In terms of getting them.
Always the original restoration is harder because of the level of detail we want to achieve with these cars. So the example I gave with this Omega. We took the pattern of the original seat fabric, found the manufacturer of the fabric, and made a new batch of fabric identical to the original, following the original specifications to redo the interior of this car. So finding original parts is the hardest part.
Really tough, huh? And where did you get these cars? Did you buy them? Did you already have them?
They were all bought on the market. Based on the list we made, we started looking for the vehicles in the market. And then we found a Monza F500, we found the S10, which won the Rally dos Sertões, and of course these cars had to be part of this story.
Oh, General Motors. Did you do the same as us, man? Did you guys go on Mercado Libre just like we did? Did you research, find, buy, and restore them?
It was on the marketplace, exactly.
Wow, look at these guys' idea, man. Which car was the hardest to rebuild?
Look, first of all, we haven't rebuilt all of them yet, and each one has its own story and each one has its own difficulty. The original ones are hard because we have to get the parts and keep everything faithful to how it was in the factory standard. The rest of the mods are challenging because you have to modify them without losing their character, keeping the appearance of the vehicle, and balance what we want to change and what to do, like modifications to the product. So for example, installing a V8 engine in a C10 pickup the right way as it should be done. We're working on a big project.
Studying, right?
We're even repositioning the engine on the chassis, changing its position to get the best vehicle dynamics with the V8 engine in that car.
Ah, that was cool, huh? Making a C10 V8. I hear that a lot on my channel, since we show a lot of C10s.
A spoiler is that this engine is being positioned behind the front axle, so it won't be sitting on top of the front axle. That's giving us a lot of work.
Behind the axle?
Exactly.
That's where your engineering work comes in, all the case studies inside the factory with everyone participating.
That's right.
You all went back to being like little kids just having fun?
It's a pastime along with our work.
Productive.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Now, will this continue after this first auction? Is there a plan to keep it going in the coming years?
The idea was created for the 100th anniversary, and I think it all depends on how the market responds from now on. How this will be accepted, how we will get the public's response, and then we'll decide. But it started as a limited project, 10 vehicles to celebrate General Motors' 100th anniversary.
I see. Is that all for now?
That's all for now.
Cool. Now, the plate you mentioned, is it this plate here that's outside? Is it the same plate that goes inside?
Yes.
Does it go outside and in the engine bay?
Exactly.
For the 10 vehicles?
For the 10 vehicles.
Got it. Is the auction date set yet?
No, there's no fixed date yet. We're planning for between the end of October and the beginning of November.
The others?
The first 2 vehicles.
Ah, cool. Will the other vehicles be displayed somewhere for us to see?
Yes, we plan to use events from now until the end of the year. As they are finished, we will start displaying them at some events.
Personal preference for you. Which one are you most excited to see finished, ready, and up for auction?
Look, one of the ones I was really excited to see finished is the S10 Rally. It draws a lot of attention. It's a car with a whole story behind it. It won the Sertões Rally. Finding and acquiring this vehicle was a great discovery, and now it's part of these cars here today.
People are going to freak out.
I had a lot of these, but since I'm part of the project and have been involved since the list of vehicles was created, to me, they're all unique. Each one brings anticipation to see it finished and to drive and test them here at the proving ground.
For those who love this, it was a dream come true to take part in it, especially with the approval of the guys.
It's a dream?
I can imagine. Congratulations and thank you. Take care. Let me give you an overview. Do you know why this is cool? Because the guys are using all their resources to restore these cars, all of them, all the technical knowledge, the entire history of everything they have, they're going to use to make cars like this one here. 100% original, the Omega, the Monza. So man, it's something really innovative to have a manufacturer that has all the technical information. They're still gonna use the entire test track here to check if these cars are up to the factory standards they had at the time of production. In terms of restoration quality and everything else, including the paintwork. So they're going to use the full 100% strength of the factory to restore these old cars and literally bring them back to life, man. Check this out, look. A special Emerson Fittipaldi edition of the Monza 500 in the colors. Everything just like the original. Finished by General Motors itself. That's awesome. I hadn't seen that yet. It's the first time we've recorded something like this. Can you imagine a car restored by those guys, man? We're just joking, right? Sometimes we say, man, it's better than when it left the factory. Now we can't do that anymore. We won't have so many doubts anymore about what was done during the restoration. Here it is, the vintage plate again, designed by General Motors is right here, look. And General Motors even has old parts stored away and used them in some of these projects. In the case of the Omega, the Monza, oh, there's the Cadet that's not finished yet. Look, that's interesting. He really said it. Some things are missing. The upholstery is ready. Look at this, guys. Geniuses, geniuses. No glass yet. Yeah, no glass yet. Look at this. What quality? Let's check the corners. Let's check the corners here. See if, wow, see if we can find any mistakes. That's going to be hard. If it's the factory that's making it, my friend, then they have a team of engineers, a painting team, a parts team. Batistinha. Galpão Z28. To make sure that everything is exactly as ordered. A full restoration, factory worthy. We hadn't seen this before, man. Restoration of a classic car done by the factory itself. It's the factory realizing that classic cars are trending. How beautiful, man. What a fantastic idea. Look, how cool. Just so we can see everything zinc plated, everything prepared to offer you. See this, little things like this are only at the factory. It's tough. In the case of Omega Ali, they explained that a lot of things they had to go after suppliers, upholstery. For the seats there, they had to go after and find the same seat upholstery. It took a lot of work, but they did it. Just like it's supposed to be. Look at this, man. A 94, check out that seat fabric.
Exactly.
And everything works? Absolutely everything is working. Look, the smell. Wow, that new car smell, man. Digital dashboard, everything works. Look, who's going to have access to this? Look at the finishes here. Oops, I found a little mistake here, huh? That's messed up. What quality, man? What incredible quality. Tough, huh? It's hard to beat this. I'm here with Sheldon, and I'm going to start by making a joke that I've already found out isn't quite like that. Hey Sheldon, since you guys are from General Motors, I heard it was really easy to restore. He laughed at me. That's not what happened, right? No, it wasn't.
It was a lot of work. It wasn't, man.
Is it true that you guys went through the same things we regular customers go through during restorations?
Yes, because people think being inside the manufacturer means you always have parts, but that's not true. We have the knowledge. General Motors has a lot of technical material which helps you with the restoration. But for us to get into the details, since it's more than just a paint job and engine overhaul, which is what usually happens, we go into every detail. Bolt color, zinc plating, original optical assembly, alignment where there's noise in the car. We try to make everything look as original as possible.
Really? So was it like that for you guys too?
It was really tough. We've been involved in this for 1.5 years now.
Yeah, a lot.
A long time, a long time.
This car in particular, what was the hardest part about it?
So this car here still isn't finished. As you can see, like it's upholstery. I'm going to reveal a secret about this upholstery here.
Look, how cool.
We reproduced the fabric with the original manufacturer. So it's practically original, not a replica. But our design team, which you will develop, the seats, what do they tell us? The pattern of the Navalhado fabric, which is the fabric of this seat, has a specific direction for assembly when you sew it. It has to be the Navalhado facing down on the backrest and the Navalhado coming toward the seat on the cushion. So, for example, people will look here at the message list and they'll say, oh, hey, the list doesn't match the red line on the backrest with the seat. But why doesn't it match? Because the pattern on the backrest is facing down and the pattern on the seat is coming into the backrest. So that's intentional.
That's crazy.
And it was like that originally.
Can I open the door? Open the door, please. No, this is amazing. So you guys managed to bring even these details?
Yes, you can see the fabric density isn't a replica. It's newly made but original. The same applies to the center part.
Now, did the manufacturer agree to make the fabric just for this car? How did the negotiation go?
He agreed, but needed to. I don't remember the exact measurement, but it's something like 200 meters of fabric for his machine to be able to produce it.
So there's some extra fabric left over, huh?
There's some left over somewhere, but we asked them to make a specific batch for our car. The car has its own batch. Of course, for the next ones that come in future projects, we'll keep using the same fabric, right?
Very cool, Sheldon. Very cool. But I also imagine you guys must have had fun on those searches, right?
For sure, like hours on the internet looking for a rare piece. Because as I said, we're the manufacturer and made the parts, but we don't have everything in stock. So there were parts we had to look for, like photos, for example. We won't kneel, but if you check the stone guard, that underbody protection, it's perfect and meets the original standard.
Wow.
So wheel paint, a tire, we tried to use tires from brands of that time. They're new tires, obviously, but it's a tire. In this case, it's a Firestone because it was originally fitted with Firestone tires, this car too, okay, among other suppliers. Brake caliper, zinc plating. When I check my brakes, everything looks flawless. The car was disassembled and rebuilt bolt by bolt.
That's crazy for you guys to do that. What an attitude, man. Was the search for the cars done freely, like just to buy?
Yeah, we wanted cars that were, let's go, I'm a Cadet fan, especially Cadet Grand Sport Injection White is the most common. We wanted a more exclusive color, so we found an Austin Gray, which is the launch color of the Grand Sport Injection. So this car here ended up with an exclusive color. Only a few cars like this came out, but when you looked in a magazine when the Cadet Grand Sport Injection was released, it was this color.
Did they launch it with this one?
It was a launch color for the Cadet Grand Sport Injection.
You guys are using all the facilities here, the track, engineering, everything to test these cars and validate them too, right?
So the car, we're doing the main part of the restoration with our partners under our supervision. And when the car is ready, like this Cadet, which isn't ready yet, it will come here to the proving ground, to our tracks. But it's not for destructive testing or anything like that. It's for us to drive the car and validate it, to see if it's free of vibrations, if the engine is running smoothly, right? Because, yeah, we worked on every screw, so there are a lot of things that were disassembled in the car And we need to make sure that when we hand the car over to the lucky one, the buyer, it's running as if it were a brand new car.
Everything in order, everything just right.
All just right. We know that when you restore a car, it's not just about putting everything together and taking it for a drive, thinking it'll be perfect. That doesn't exist. The restorer knows he'll struggle making adjustments after finishing the car. It's the same here, but we'll use the Proving Grounds facilities.
Hey, Sheldon, so just doing a... We have to commend the restorers in Brazil and all those workshops, right? Because putting this back together, making everything run smoothly and look good and making it stable, it's not easy.
Doing proper restoration is a lot of work. You have to dedicate hours, knowledge, and you lose some hair over it, man.
Do you really lose it?
Yeah, you do, man. It's tough to get things right the first time. Like a painting, we hope to get it right the first time. But when you're putting something together, you end up messing it up. You have to redo something. That's normal in the restoration world.
It really happens, right?
It happens. It happens. But what happens? When we're doing it inside General Motors, we try to minimize that because the whole team working on it has a lot of knowledge. Here's the team that's working on restoring General Motors cars. They're passionate about it, okay? They have old cars and so on.
How did these cars get into the bodywork line, into the paint line? Which spot did you take from production to put them there? We're going to put an old car in today. No, you're not. No way. For God's sake.
That would be our dream. To take a car like this, strip down and do the whole process inside General Motors' paint shop.
It wasn't quite like that.
It wasn't quite like that. As I said, we used some very renowned partner companies in the market. Yes, under our supervision and as specified.
Very good, Sheldon. Thank you. You're welcome. Congratulations on your work there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on your work there.
Thank you.
Hope you keep having fun out there on the track for us.
Always, always, always.
Thanks. Take care. Thank you.
Take care. Guess like this. The Opala is 500,000 or more, right, man?
500,000 for that Opala?
Or more.
Did building the Opala cost you more or less?
From 400 to 500 at least.
Yeah, to build it
That's true.
To build it to that standard?
to that standard. That standard,
You can do it with 100 or 200,000, but not at that standard.
but not to that standard.
And there are people here.
Yes, there are.
The rich guys of the time who wanted. That's it. They're going to pay.
Nostalgia that is desired. Or the guy who wanted to have it and now he's rich, now he can buy it. He goes there and
I didn't get rich, but guess what I bought 2 years ago? A Passat TS4 little headlights, 77.
Boris is rich. You are rich, yes. Rich in many things. A lot of knowledge, a lot of good, a well-lived life, you know. We see you on podcast, Boris. What would we do without Boris?
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan too.
Boris is the man. Man, you're rich, yes.
Awesome, Mr. Boris. Awesome.
You are rich, yes, because you have some cars there, I know.
No Porsche, Ferrari, I don't have any of that.
Boris, what's the Opala's auction price?
More than 500.
More than 500, right?
More, I think. Listen, I was all happy here. Who knows, maybe I'll join an auction, get one of those cars. Until I saw Luis Kashima here.
Kashima is here. We're screwed.
He's here, man. The museum owners are here. It's over. I'm leaving.
It's over for us. Hey, Cesar, there are photos of the restoration here, of some new pieces that were kept here. Is that right? Look, it's yellowed. You had this stored. Is it part of the collection?
Yes.
Look,
And then the pieces were all cleaned and restored.
restored. And were you able to use everything?
Yes.
That's crazy. Thanks, man. Congrats. Look at that. Awesome, man. I don't know if the Omega is the nicest or if it's the Monza. Now let's check out the Restomod Restoration Customized because they know we also like the wild stuff. Look at that. Wow, that's so awesome. Wow. What is that? Look at the level. Come on, seriously, seriously. Wow, look at this. You get it? This part isn't 100% factory anymore. This is a project. conceived by them. I don't know if this one, which has more involvement from Batistinha, let's try to find out. Because it already strays a little from the original standard, you see? But the execution, my friend. Oh, that's it. Look, BTS over there as Batistinha here, the leather seats. Wow, really cool. All with tech wire and everything. ODG dashboard. Smell this, bro. Getting beat up here this afternoon in Indayatuba at Chevrolet. We're all tough guys here, but we're going home sad. It's not just tough guys. There are girls here too. Can I see the door close? Whoa, now we got beaten up even more. Look, Batistinha is going to work. Look, Batistinha is going to start. There now, go. My friend, what a recovery. Seriously. Seriously, look. Wow. Nobody wants to call, of course. If no one will call, I'll call. It won't take long. Batistinha said he'll keep the police report. I can say that, right? This was too much, huh, man? Oh my God. Damn, that's so crazy, man. Two mufflers so it doesn't get too loud on the road. That's what he's explaining there. He made it really smooth, not too loud. Fantastic, man. When you have a team like this with the factory, that's when everyone really knows their stuff, right? When it comes to restoration, there's nothing to say. These guys have been bringing this back to life for years. Years. Look, he's explaining over there. Let's see. Tremec transmission, 5 gears. I'm not going to keep the camera there watching their conversation because it might get awkward. But mano, Tremec 5-speed. It's not normal. How much will this car be worth at the auction? Here's the deal. They will be sold through an online auction. All these cars here were restored by General Motors. The question is, how much will an Opala like this one cost, for example, in this General Motors online auction, man? Curious, huh? Can you imagine the price? That's crazy. How high can it go? Insane. Insanity. Belote and Badalato are both here. Look, let's see the S10 without the hood. All the period preparation, exactly as it went out for the rally. Look, the MWM. What's that? Awesome, man. Awesome, like really awesome. Well, so here's the thing. The correct information, right? It's that the cars were made in partnership with Battistino and De Maria from Galpão Z28. They weren't made in here, right? I had dreamed that. I thought the cars had been rebuilt in here, which is really hard to actually do, to stop the factory, to find a gap in these guys' huge production, right? To bring in these old cars. One more reason for you guys to understand, for us to value manual work, right? Restoring the old cars that we see so much here on the channel. The work of the shops I visit, the shops I partner with, that I've had sponsorship partnerships with, and how many times we've seen cars that took a long time for various reasons. So here's another explanation that it's not simple. It's not just about grabbing and doing it. It takes time. Parts are missing. Especially when we joke about the whole Zé Frisinho thing. Sheldon was telling me that they turned down 2 cadets when they went to buy them because the floor wasn't good and it wouldn't be a good car to work on. So when we get a car that's even more rusted out, with even more rust, the challenge is even bigger for the shop. So that's why the cars weren't done here. They were done with these partners, which makes things even more interesting, right? The manual work is even more valued, the artistic work of building these cars in the shops. It's not a production line, right? The shop does it by hand, does it slowly, does it carefully, does it with attention. So once again, a hug to all the body workers, painters, electricians, mechanics, the prep crew, engine guys, and machinists. Your work has to be and will always be valued, as long as it depends on us here at Pingando Oleo. He was right. Check out the Monza from below. Look at this, guys. He was right. Take a look over there. He said, take a look under the Monza, the green one. You'll be able to see what we did there. I know these images aren't the best, but we can get a good idea of the work done. Incredible, really incredible.